think you could say that the Boatman's dance video actually got started way back in April of 2018. Orangetown Revival was playing at the first annual Jamboree at the Irvine Ranch Historic Park. And on the program with us that day was another local folk group called When Pigs Fly. And when they were doing one of their sets and they started one of their songs, B. Romano, who was a member of the group, took out this little, not so little, it was about that tall, wooden doll, kind of half doll, half puppet thing. And she said she was going to make it dance for us. So she had a stick that came out of the back and a little plank that it would dance on. And as the band started playing, she started tapping the plank. And this thing's legs started flying up and down in time to the music, and it was swinging its arms. And it was really crazy. I was very fascinated by that. I had seen them before, but I'd never seen anybody using one in person. And I just thought to myself, how cool is that?
Lumberjacks, or jig dolls, date back at least to the 16th century in Italy. They soon made their way to England and became very popular for entertainment on street corners and in pubs. Lumberjacks were usually made of wood, sometimes tin. They are jointed at the arms and legs so they can dance when bounced up and down on a plank while it is being tapped in time to the music. They've taken all sorts of shapes and appearances, from plain flat wooden dolls to highly decorated ones made in the image of men, women, all sorts of famous people, and even various animals. Seeing that lumberjack dance that day made me think it would be fun to get one and see if I could make it look like me. I ordered one from a craftsman back east, and when it arrived, I began thinking about what I could do to transform it into my image. I started by taking photos of myself and using them as a reference to craft a face from polymer clay using a small set of sculpting tools. I attached the face to the lumberjack and then made clothes using a little bit of cardboard and painting the body to imitate pants, shirt, and a vest I wore when performing. Dryer lint for hair, more paint, and wire for glasses completed the look. It took a little practice to get him to dance, but once I got the knack, it was pretty fun. I named him Tiny Tom and built a box so I could take him on the road. Tiny Tom made his debut at a party at the Old Rib Saloon in June of 2019. Dr. J played a short tune on his banjo while Tiny Tom danced for the guests.
Tiny Tom's first performance. Maestro. Look at him go. Tiny Tom go.
It wasn't long before we decided that Tiny Tom had to be on YouTube and we had to make a video for him. So as usual with us, the more we talk about it, the more elaborate and the more complicated and crazy these things get. And I decided that Tiny Tom needed a proper venue for his video. So I made the decision to build him his own stage out of a cardboard box that used to have a suitcase in it and a lot of paint and a lot of glue. And to perfect the vaudeville theater look, it needed a big red curtain for him to step from behind, right? So Sister D took an old red shirt of mine and cut it all apart, and she made a grand drape for Tiny Tom's theater. So Tiny Tom's theater was finished in 2019, and it sat in my garage for 2 years, waiting for us to come up with an appropriate song to do for the video, and also waiting for the pandemic to end. Dr. J and I had been playing the song The Boatman's Dance, or the tune The Boatman's Dance, for a number of years. He had taught it to me not too long after we first met. And the funny thing about it is we played it for several years before we even realized it had lyrics. I heard the lyrics to it one day and I told him, and he was really surprised. So I decided, this is great, now we can put some words to this and make a more full arrangement of it. Turns out it was written in 1843 by the famous minstrel composer Daniel Emmett, and kind of went into obscurity, but 100 years later, Aaron Copland included it in his set of old American songs.
As soon as we learned it had lyrics, we decided it would be a good one for Orangetown Revival to record. And with the title of The Boatman's Dance, a perfect tune for Tiny Tom to dance to in his video. Everyone was busy, so it took a few months to record the song and then start thinking about the details of the video. Well, it wasn't long before our creative process took another turn, and as we laid out the ideas for the video, we thought instead of having only Tiny Tom dance, it would be fun to include all of us and to have a limberjack for every member of Orangetown Revival. Sister D is a creative artist in her own right and had soon made a cardboard limberjack of herself using the polymer clay for the face. She then made a cardboard version of Dr. J, working off photographs taken of himself from different angles. It was named Demi Dr. J. Not long after, I came across a plain wooden limberjack in a local antique store and gave it to her. Using the clay and other materials, she soon crafted an even more realistic limberjack of herself with cloth for the skirt. It was dubbed Mini D. The clothing of both limberjacks were exact duplicates of clothing Sister D and Dr. J had in their wardrobe.
So there we were. We had the Lumberjacks. We had a place for them to dance, the little miniature theater, and we had a song recorded. But we always look for an offbeat way to tell our story. So we gave it some thought, and we knew that we wanted to have Orangetown Revival playing music as Tiny Tom danced on the stage. But we decided to add a twist. And the twist is, as Tiny Tom is dancing and the band is playing, the other members of the band appear as lumberjacks. And the more that they are on the stage and performing, the more we, Orangetown Revival, the people, begin to evolve into the lumberjacks. So by the end of the song, Orangetown Revival has completely disappeared, and all that remains are the three lumberjacks performing on the stage.
I created a storyboard, and with input from everyone, we soon had a guide we could use to make the video and start filming. The filming was done in just 2 sessions. The first session was dedicated to the lumberjack scenes, and was filmed in my garage one evening using the miniature set. It was followed a few days later with the filming of the live action session with Orangetown Revival in front of a backdrop, once again in my garage. All the filming was done with the GoPro camera. Next, all the footage was given to Sister D. She is the wizard who edits all the video scenes, assembles them with the soundtrack, creates the graphics and credits, and produces the finished video. Although we like seeing the finished product, the planning, filming the scenes, and all the unexpected things that happen during that process is our favorite part. A lot of laughter is going on when we're making our videos, and often a spontaneous idea crops up that is the perfect touch for one of the scenes.
So that's it. That's the story of how we created the Boatman's Dance video. And we thought people might like to kind of get a glimpse to see how we come up with these crazy ideas and the crazy things we do. And I'm happy to say we're already working on the next project, and it's just going to be as crazy as all the others, and we hope just as different and as entertaining. So we'll see y'all then.